A short analysis of They Give Jacky Rights by Colin Johnson or Mudrooroo. About the poet. Born in 1938, Colin Johnson is an Australian novelist, poet, essayist, and playwright. He is better known by his pseudonym Mudrooroo and has been described as one of the most enigmatic literary figures in Australia. It is interesting to be noted that he travelled widely and stayed in India for 6 years as a Buddhist monk. The most important works of Mudrooroo. Mudrooroo first gained recognition in 1959 as a talented beginner in writing drama. He is well known for his famous political message novel Wild Cat Falling, which was published in the year 1965. He is also known for his first publication of poetry collection called The Song Circle of Jacky. His works reflect the effects of assimilation and an Aboriginal struggle for equality in the Australian legal system. Assimilation? Yes, the process of adapting the language and culture of a dominant social group or nation. Mudrooroo has also written numerous political poems that protest injustice against the deprived Aborigines. He also depicts the struggles of modern Aborigines to adapt to life in a society dominated by whites. About the poem They Give Jacky Rights. As I told you earlier, They Give Jacky Rights is a poem from his collection of poems called The Song Circle of Jacky. As you all know, Aborigines have been displaced from their land, heritage, and spiritual roots in the process of European colonization of Australia. In this poem, Mudrooroo unfolds the dominating behavior of colonists. He also shows how the values, heritage, and languages of Aborigines are completely different from the whites. Next comes the question, who is Jacky? Jacky is a generic name applied to Aborigines by whites. In the sense, whites are too dominant, so they least bother to learn the difficult Aboriginal names. So the name Jacky refers to an Aboriginal Australian. The structure of the poem They Give Jacky Rights. The poem is divided into 3 stanzas consisting of 24 lines. The voice of the poem is truly an Aborigine who takes pride in his own traditional heritage and values. The poem becomes a parody which ironically imitates the dominated white society. The tone of the poem is satirical and at the same time it laments over the loss of Aboriginality. Let me read the poem first, which is on the left side of the slide. They give Jacky rights like the tiger snake gives rights to its prey. They give Jacky rights like the rifle sights on its victims. They give Jacky rights like they give rights to the unborn baby ripped from the womb by its uncaring mother. With ironic tone, the first stanza of the poem maps the anguish of the Aborigines. Ironic tone? Yes, in a way contrary or exactly opposite to what is expected and causing wry amusement or humor. The word they refers to white man and Jacky stands for Aborigines. Colonists are compared to tiger, snake and rifle who can make Aborigines surrender by showing only superficial love. You all know tiger, snake and rifle can only harm other human beings. It cannot help or give rights to others to survive. Aborigines were trapped in the hands of colonists. In the name of giving rights openly, they repressed them silently. Mudrooroo also criticizes the deceitful and opportunistic nature of white man. What can an unborn baby do if it gets rights? It is obvious they cannot do anything. Just like that, colonists give rights to unborn baby or Aborigines, which is of no use. Aborigines have succumbed themselves out of fear and have become prey and victims to the colonists. It is ironic to be noted, though doing all these cheatings, yet colonists boldly announce the world they give Jacky rights. Let me read the second stanza of the poem. They give Jacky rights to die, the right to consent to mining on his land. They give Jacky rights to watch his sacred dreaming place become a hole. His soul dies, his ancestor cry. His soul dies, his ancestor cry. They give Jacky his rights, a hole in the ground. In the second stanza of the poem, Mudrooroo expressed the miseries of his own people of Australia who were humiliated by the white man. Settlers have encroached the land of native people of Australia and extended the land for their own benefits like mining and farming. They don't get rights to raise their voice, but instead they can only silently watch how their land is becoming a whole or nothing. The very spirit of Australia, their cultural heritage, and the dreams of the native people were dumped inside the earth in the name of civilization. The poet is so ironic. He mentions that the only right the Aborigines get from the white man is a hole in the ground. It refers to the powerlessness of Aborigines in the hands of colonists. The third stanza of the poem. Justice for all, Jacky kneels and prays. Justice for all, they dig holes in his earth. Justice for all, they give him rights. A flagon of cheap wine to dull his pain, and his woman has to sell herself for that? Justice for all, they give him his rights, a hole in the ground to hide his mistrust and fear. What can Jacky do but struggle on and on? The spirits of his dreaming keep him strong. In the third stanza of the poem, the poet portrays how Aborigines have become strangers in their own land. The prayers of the Aborigines were futile. As a result, they were humiliated by the white man. Though white man declared justice for all, yet they only destructed or digged holes in the land of Aborigines. It is ironic to be noted that Aborigines have not only sold their women but also cheated by white men with cheap wine. They have completely ruined the land of Australia. But it is only the recognition and belief in the past enable Aborigines to be strong and fight for future. What do you understand from the poem? Mudrooroo has the wisdom of his ancestors and has suffered with his own people. He knows the real story of the humiliation of Aborigines. He becomes the voice of the voiceless people who are denied of their identity and rights. Mudrooroo gives voice to the Aborigines who have become aliens in their own country. He satirically confesses with grim irony the aggressiveness of white men demanding that they be given their rights and place as Aborigines in Australia. Thus, the poem not only has been written for Aborigines and European Australian, but also it underlines and takes up the cause of displaced people all over the world. Thank you.